Yeah, Polk D. Plays another one. For the real motherfuckers. Check it. Somebody call a doctor. It's a killer with them choppers that go block. Run up on your block and knock a nigga out and socks you and your partners off to drop this Barack Obama. Leave you pussies barely breathing and I put that on my mama. You can call me psychodrama cause I'm rolling with these psychopathic killers and we run this motherfucker. Them boys don't want no problems. We all about them dollars, but it's hell to tell the captain if my brother Nitty holler. But you say you running this game, which one of y'all hoes wanna see Chris? I murder the game and fuck on your lanes. I'm back on my Project Born shit. Better get your guns and roses and plus a fire hose. We got this motherfucker burning, killing Blasey Rose.
Contradicting bitches always talking shit about me. Put the Draco in their face and fucking blow away their mouthpiece. I am anything but mousy, I will end your fucking life. You're a mistaken evolution and I'm here to make it right. I got finesse, ho. You best respect me. That's right. Hear my name come out your mouth and it'll get messy. Don't fucking test me, I stay loyal to my death. Expect the same from all my crew and you know we accept no less. Only rap with the best, only clap with the tech. Bullet shots on point, leave them stacked in your neck. Clips packed in my vest, we for breeze so fresh. Parked on Morningside Drive, busting caps in your chest. Fucking caps in your chest.
We never switch, we don't trust no trick. Who ain't hanging from the family tree? So look me in my eyes, motherfuckers, and just tell me how you heard another killer that can do it like me. So homie, don't trip, don't switch on my fuck y'all shit. Middle fingers in the air like me. So homie, don't trip, don't switch on my fuck y'all shit. Middle fingers in the air like me.
Don't switch on the fam. If you do, we gotta get you. How many photos do you need for your pussies? Get the picture. We just got the mad Blasey Rose, got the liquor, me and Polk, got the choppers, and we on our way to get ya. There's no way you call the family without no repercussions. We just pull up to the light and get the motherfucking bustin'. See, the game is so simple, we'll bust you like a pimple. Riding around lurking in the stolen continental. See, switching in reserve for the women with the fat asses. For you motherfuckers, throw the ass over the bypass. Cause we more, we beat more, we throwing up D4. The game is getting wicked, so I bought a fucking Ouija board.
Must have never met me before. Talking all that devil shit until it's time to meet the Lord. Then I slide off in that green Accord. I already told him what the fuck I'ma repeat it for. Fuck you run around with triggers you ain't squeezing for. Psychopathic records hit your blockers like a meteor. I'm a vegan, fuck that bullshit y'all be beefing for. But I can work the smoker, I'ma show them what the seasoning for. Word around town, Ouija that Mac. Ouija throw racks, get them right back. I ain't gotta tell a hoe to look at my flex. Drip, twist a whole head, right off they neck.
We never switch, we don't trust no trick. Who ain't hanging from the family tree? So look me in my eyes, motherfuckers, and just tell me how you heard another killer that can do it like me. So homie, don't trip, don't switch on my fuck y'all shit. Middle fingers in the air like me. So homie, don't trip, don't switch on my fuck y'all shit. Middle fingers in the air like me. Fuck y'all shit, middle fingers in the air like me. Fuck y'all shit, middle fingers in the air like me. Fuck y'all shit, middle fingers in the air like me.
Oh yes, bitches. Don't Switch featuring Blasey Rose and Ouija Mac. And so obviously we got Project Born in the building. I got Lil Polk on with me right now. Lil Polk, what's good, man?
I'm chilling, man. What's up with you, man? Glad to be on here with you.
Absolutely. You know, Blasey Rose puts me in mind of a rapper named Marvelous, a female rapper from Sacramento. I wonder if she's familiar with her music.
Oh, okay. You know what? I heard that name before. I ain't too familiar with her music though, but I heard of her.
Yeah, she's down with SIBO, actually.
Yep. So, I heard of her. Yep.
But man, so that's off your Born Dead 3 album.
Yep. Right.
Here comes Frank Nitty. Frank Nitty's in the building too. Frank Nitty, what's good, man? Wait, he might have to unmute his audio or something. So, but I hear something. I hear life. I hear breathing. Something. Is that Frank? Big Bang Frank Nitty?
What's up,
man? What's going on? We just got done playing Don't Switch with Blasey Rose and Ouija Mac. So off your Born Dead 3 album. So
What's up?
I remember from the book, the Forever in the Jects, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Did you guys do a final one, Born Dead 4?
Yeah, we
Yep.
did that. Well, like the end of 20. Well, no, like what was it? October 2021.
Yeah, because I couldn't find it.
Are you gonna find it?
No, I couldn't find it. Does it have? Because I know Born Dead 3 says the Reaper's Revenge. So I don't know if you guys named it something different for 4.
No, it was just BD4. Yep.
Oh, interesting.
Born Dead 4. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do a little more digging, man, because I would have liked to have heard that. So, all right. So obviously, man, you guys have been going for 30 years.
Yeah, man.
That's
Strong.
crazy, man. 30 years. See, that's the thing, because with these one-hit wonders, they have people that love them for a little bit, and then that's it. But you guys actually built a fan base. You know what I mean? Like, you have fans that love you love you guys, love your music, that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, man. We fortunate, man, to be able to do it this long and still have the support from everybody who a lot of them that have been down down since the beginning, and a lot that's learning about us today. The newer fans and family or whatever. So it's a blessing, man. We grateful for that.
That's cool, man. So now you guys are originally from Kentucky, and I know from another thing from the book, you guys were talking about how it was in Kentucky, and you guys actually had to use outhouses and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. When I was younger, yep. My grandmother's mother's house. We were up there, and she had outhouse.
Jesus, man.
I was young. She had an outhouse, and then that was just kind of crazy, like to have an outhouse for your regular restroom.
Well, what's crazy is you got to go put your shoes on to go out and take a piss.
Right.
And don't let you have to shit, because you'll be sitting there on the toilet freezing your ass off.
Right. Right.
I'm speaking, well, I mean, I didn't have that same situation, but I know going camping and stuff like that, man, that's been kind of a, but it was interesting though in the book, because you were talking about leaving Kentucky, moving to Flint, and how it was different. But I would venture to say where you were in Kentucky, it was at least safe. Like, you guys didn't have, the running water and all that kind of stuff like that. But in Flint, now you got, gangs, police, all kinds of shit to watch out for, crime. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that was an adjustment. But the opportunities was bigger.
Yeah.
When we first got here to Flint, it wasn't like it is today. Like, it's a lot more violent, less jobs. Back then, the shops used to be here. It had a lot more jobs around here. So
okay.
it was, what I'm saying? So it was a lot more fruitful at that point. Like, when we first got, like now, the way it is now and the way it was, it's totally different. Like, it's like day and night.
Wow. Were more people, I guess, moving there? And because I know the whole shutdown of General Motors fucked everything up.
Yeah. That was the big turnaround, because we had shops around here, it was money flowing, and there's jobs everywhere in the city. Hey, we used to have summer jobs when we was younger, so it was like a lot more, money flowing. And for us, just us having, getting here to be able to turn on a light and have running water on a regular basis was a big jump.
Right. Actually, speaking of running water, just jumping forward a little bit, do you guys still have, is your water still contaminated in Flint?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow.
I totally believe so. I don't believe they fixed the whole problem.
Man.
I believe they start putting little band-aids on it.
Right.
And then, but we still always have these boil water advisories, all this other stuff. So I don't think it's fully done like it should be. But like they ain't gonna change nothing. They gonna still do what they want to do. So.
Right. Well, how do you guys bathe? I mean, is that?
Oh, we still bathe in the water.
Oh, it's just okay. So even though it's, wow.
Yeah, even if but like we still gotta wash our ass, so we gotta, take the bitter with the sweet with that. We never know. Really, sometimes like you can, some people kind of break out from it sometimes, and it can make you itchy a little bit if if you ain't really used to it like that.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's just like it's like, okay, what else can we do? You know, they done supposed to did everything, supposed to change infrastructures and everything, like, and we still in this situation, you know, still kind of. So it's kind of like it's been swept under the rug.
Man, wow. That's usually the case with a lot of stuff like that, unfortunately. You know what I mean? And the people that pay the taxes, like you guys, are the ones who suffer.
Oh yeah,
Right.
always. But you know, it's probably, you know, the main thing is a poverty stricken area. You know, mostly black. And you take that and you add that to the component, and it's like, well, they ain't gonna care much about this area. You know, it doesn't bring in much money no more because we don't have the shop that we used to have. So it's poverty. It's a lot of predominantly black area that's broke. Like, so they're not going to be in a rush to fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you guys are like on the low priority list, unfortunately.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Wow. That's crazy. So Nitty, I had a question for you. So you said when you were a kid you wanted to be a lawyer?
Yeah. Yeah.
What attracted you to that field? I don't think I even knew what a lawyer did when I was that age.
Man, it's just, I don't know, the thing of law, it still to this day, man, fascinates me. And I still want to be a lawyer. Like, that's my dream job.
Huh.
You know, because I was really good in the books, you know what I'm saying? You know, kind of smart. So I was always focusing, I'm gonna be a lawyer. Like, you know, I watched a lot of, even when I was younger, I would watch, you know, stuff like, you know, a lot of law stuff when I did get to watch TV or whatever, you
Like
know.
Matlock, right?
Matlock, yeah, I was just gonna say Matlock. Matlock was one of my favorites. Like, and I would watch how he would break down stuff, and it's just like, you know, and that was always my dream to be a lawyer. And even to this day, I would probably I'll take a 10-year law career over the whole 30 years of music.
Really?
Yes, in a heartbeat.
Wow. Well, you know,
You
you
know,
could still do it, man. You could be
yeah,
like an entertainment lawyer if you
yeah,
get into law
I,
school.
yeah.
You know.
I want to be a criminal lawyer.
Oh, okay. Because you guys had little brushes with the criminal justice system too, right?
Oh, hey, always, man,
Mm-hmm.
always.
That's crazy. So, and actually, funny enough, so you guys weren't even in the same group together originally, right? It was Frank Nitty and Half Pint were Project Born, and
Right.
then so and Polk, you were actually in a group called Children of the Corn, which not to be confused with the New York Children of the Corn, which used to be Murder Mace and those guys.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
man, and that's
Mhm.
there was something in the book you were talking about. You guys did a song called Criminals. That was like your first song that you ever did.
Yeah, that was me and my cousin Stone, Lil Stone. That was like our first song that we ever did. We was about like 10, 11 years old. His stepdad had a studio upstairs in their house. And that was the first song that we ever did as far as like in the studio.
And
Yeah.
that would have been interesting to hear that.
Man, yeah, I was High C and that was T-Bone. He was T-Bone and High C.
What?
Yeah.
That was your rap names?
Yeah.
I always love hearing rappers say what their names used to be prior to who they are now. High C?
Yeah, High C and
Damn.
T-Bone.
And that's funny because there is actually a High C from DJ Quick's camp and then T-Bone from the Lynch Mob. So,
Yeah.
wow.
I was High C. Like I said, I'm 44 now. I was like 10, 11. So that was like 30 some years ago.
Wow, man. High C.
Yeah.
Damn. So, and Frank Nitty, what was your first rap name?
Homicide.
Homicide. See, and there's a Homicide out of Sacramento.
Mhm. Yeah, I really was Homicide when I first started. Yeah, that was in 19. That was 19 when I started. I think my friends just started picking up a pen. I was like probably around 1990, 91.
Wow, man. And
That
you
was
think
my
about
original one.
your first raps, man, like going back, you guys probably don't even want people to hear them, right?
We wasn't bad. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the greatest, but like, you know, you already know, like, you know, you had to brush your skills up a little bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But when we decided to start doing like the music thing, it was like, you know, my pen was just still growing. Like I wasn't where I needed to be at the time, but it was just like it all started to come together. Like because you have like it was like a lot of musical influence that I would listen to. So they would be all implemented in some of my styles. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Man. Well, you said this is interesting because your guy's uncle, I guess, was a DJ, and he got you into a lot of groups, huh?
Yeah,
My
yeah.
uncle, yeah.
Got us
So
into the music, yeah.
And then my uncle obviously like we spent a lot of time with him. And he was like a music fanatic, and he really got turned on to music because, like when he was in Kentucky, like most of the music we listened to was soft rock. They didn't have rap like that. It was like we talking around 78. I was about 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what I'm saying? Still
right.
before 1980. Like you know what I'm saying? So that's like a long time. And then we think we in Kentucky like in 1980. And the things we would play would be like we just had the big batteries, the big fat C batteries,
The double A or the
yeah,
D batteries.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Get them in a radio. We be playing. We're gonna hit the radio, like so. The radio station. We talking Elizabethtown, Kentucky. This is, you know, a predominantly white area. Um, and they're gonna. It was soft rock was I guess the dominant thing at the time. Eddie Rabbit, Hall and Oates.
Oh shit.
You know, stuff like that. So I learned to like a lot of soft rock songs from back then, you know, and that's all we listened to. And then, until rap finally emerged in what, 1980, 81,
79, I guess, with Sugar Hill
79?
Gang, but
Yeah, okay, 79. So I was, I was born in 74. So around about when rap was just really trying to, take off, but not on the radio. The radios was just all soft rock.
yeah. Well, that's how it was here too, man. I mean, and I would hear we had actually one urban contemporary station, and I had a bus driver. She was black, and she would play it, and I'm like, where's this music coming from? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hear this music at home.
Right,
Where's
right.
this, so yeah, it was interesting the way because you're right. At that time, you didn't have rap music being played on the radio,
Right.
So, and then you guys say that I guess both of you were heavily influenced by Rakim and Big Daddy Kane, and I actually hear those influences a little bit in your music.
I like Daddy Kane was one of my favorites.
Big Daddy Kane. That's
one of my favorites. Right.
Well, I got to tell you what your one line in what was it, The Weekend, where you said all work and no play is like not stopping at a 4-way.
Yeah.
Like that lyrical shit, once you're listening to it. So
yeah. Daddy Kane, it was a big influence. Rakim, we did a lot of Rakim, LL. Run DMC was like everybody. That was one of I think the first to go really, really, really mainstream like that. I remember back in the day we would watch Crush Groove and all that, and all that all came together, and then NWA finally came, and it all started. Rap started to really develop out a little bit. So it's like a lot of people that were like a lot. I had a lot of favorite Scarface. Like you'll see it then as rap emerged. Then you'll start to see like how a lot of our styles really emulate a lot of people, I guess, that we thought was our favorite or we looked up to.
Wow, man. Well, we definitely hear that. Oh, you were gonna say something, Polk? My bad.
No. Ice Cube too. You got to mention. No, Ice Cube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Man, so yeah, you guys were separate. Okay, I have $1 million question. This is gonna set my desk on fire. It's burning so bad. What happened to Half Pint, man? You said he died?
He passed the end of not 2022, end of 21, December 27, 2021. Wow.
What happened, man? Can you talk about it or?
Nah, you just one of those.
Wow.
He was gone. Like one day he died peacefully in his sleep.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary.
Just peacefully, like he was sitting there. They was like he's sitting there peacefully. Like,
wow.
He suffered, so that's a good thing. So,
is it hard to listen to some of the songs that you did with him?
Yeah, me. I don't listen to him like when I'm by when it's me. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen to it with him on that.
Man, I listen to him all the time because, that's the only way I can get his voice,
Right.
And I just always try to, relive some of the memories, and we sit up here and we argue verses, and we just listen to him all the time, me and my son, and like a lot of cousins and stuff. We'd be all in here, and I'll start playing them. You
Wow,
know, and it just
that's
and it just takes you back sometimes. And it's just like he always gonna live through us no matter what, no matter how long we choose to go.
it's interesting, man, because it just shows you that people deal with death differently. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
So,
Right.
yeah.
but
I mean, it affects me like a mug, man. Sometimes I break down a little bit, cry a little bit, and and I just I just zone out a little bit. Then it should be like, okay, you got to pull it together. I can just hear him talking like that, man. Come on, man, you got to, what I'm saying, just him
right,
talking to you, and then I pull myself together, but it be hard, man. I won't even lie. I say it's easy because even before we've been knowing playing for like 30 years, like a brother. It's like losing a brother
right,
because we was we all kind of grew up when we got here in the Flint. Like we moved to the projects we moved into. He was like one of the first people we met. So we talking 30 some years, you
man.
know. And then we decided to do music together. So it's like doing music with your brothers.
Yeah,
So that's kind of how it felt. Like you just felt like losing a brother.
I can imagine because he was like family to you guys.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
so what made Polk? What made you decide to jump on board and be part of Project Born as opposed to doing your own separate project?
Like I said, I was with the Children of the Corn, man, and then just grinding out. We was constantly in the studio, me and my homies, what I'm saying, whatever. Then
Took
I
my
think it was
pipe
Pint
out.
came to me, I believe. Yeah, Pint came to me. It's like, Pope, man, want to get you in the group, man. And I was like, man, all right. And then
Yeah.
it
They
happened.
came in the next day, like, yeah, man, Chris in the group. You said, Pint said you can be in the group. I can be in the group. I'm like, all right, fuck it.
So, and I can imagine too. It's probably that sibling rivalry stuff too. Where oh man, you're my little brother, man. Come on, dude. Right?
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
but
what man?
they just seen how anyway, what I'm saying, like when I was with the Children of the Corn, how we what I'm saying, they used to grind because I used to write most of the raps for the whole group in the beginning or whatever.
Oh wow.
So it was more or less like shit. I was always grinding, going to the studio. So like,
Just
right.
interesting because you guys had quite the age gap. At that time, it's obviously not a big deal now, but I mean, when Nitty was 12, you were 8. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that had to
yeah,
be
yeah. Because I mean, it was just like you bring your brother on, he's qualified for the spot. You know what I'm saying? If anybody is, and we started to move forward. As we went. You know,
huh, man.
And it's just it was good like adding a good layer to the group. So it was cool. It was cool with me.
Right, right. So let's talk about losing it because you guys you did losing it originally, and then you decided later it's missing something, right? And then you went and got Isham. How did that work out?
Yeah. We had really made a song losing it, and then we was riding home, listening to it one day, and then we just like somebody was like, man, Isham would be dope on here. Because all the stuff that he was doing, and we listened to him do, and we was like, it would just be a dope addition to it. So we had our people end up reaching out to Isham. Reach out to Isham. He's so we ended up doing a show with him and Nardis first. They come to Flint, do a show with this spot called the Capitol downtown. So they came down. We did a show. Got to see them. It's like, and then probably like a couple weeks later, we end up going up to Detroit to this spot called the Disc to record the what now is the other version of Losing It. We come on in and Isham got the beat made and he plays it and we just go in there and drop
Wow.
and it was just like crazy because like when we seen him, it's like you don't want to be starstruck but this was the man at that point.
Right. It was hard not to be.
Man, he was the man. Like we gotta act like you belong. So we sit there, we talk a little bit, try to soak up a little game, and because he know how to do it all. He makes some beats, he rap everything. So I'm looking at him like, this is that guy. At that time he was that guy.
Right, right. So now you're in the studio with him, and this is before social media. So this all had to be done through a phone call, I guess.
Yeah. You find some people's information. Back then it wasn't as hard because like you can either call up a record store or they have the booking information.
Oh wow!
On CDs would have booking information or whatever. Back then they have phone numbers to the office.
Right.
You call up the office. Hey, we're trying to book.
That's
call,
interesting.
and then we would book. Tell hey, we want to do a show. Blah blah blah. That's what they want. All right. And then that's kind of where it went. Then we dropped the song, and it was just like. And then when we finally dropped the single, like in '93, it just took off.
That's wild. Now, in the book, you were talking about, I guess, how you played the song for your mom, and there's one part in there where Frank Nitty, you say, and I looked at my mom and I said, "You're next."
Yeah, mama, tell her your turn.
Yeah, did that fuck with her? Like,
I don't believe if it did. She didn't really like that because that that's just entertainment.
Wow.
So it's entertainment. So at the end of the day, she didn't take too much of it.
Okay.
She didn't. She was cool. She was cool with it.
Man, so then from that time, I guess you guys you dropped the first Born Dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we first you gotta kind of go like how we even got to ICP and before you even got, we didn't even know ICP at the time before we even, met them. We ended up meeting them between 93 and 94, somewhere in there. Isham introduced us to them. He brought them down. Like we was doing a show down here in Flint, us, Isham, and ICP was on there. And that was our first time ever meeting them. Wow. And we met them and then, they was cool. They was cool. We started talking. They was all cool,
Right.
So we stayed in contact. Then they offered us to do a show. I believe it was at St. Andrew's Hall. Probably like 6 months later. Like after that, so we were like, okay, this is our first time about a Flint though. We was going to Detroit, and so we go do the show, and we rock out. It was packed. We rock it. And we're like, okay, now people know who we are. Okay. So, then they just came in. It was like, and asked, do we want to deal? They kind of didn't want to step like on Real Life because they thought, we was going to sign with Real Life,
Yeah.
But, somehow that was stalled or whatever. And we ended up going to Psychopathic. They came down here to Flint. Was out, we ate, talked, signed, and then, and then we end up doing the Born Dead record.
Wow. Well, the first time I heard you guys was actually on the Forgotten Freshness on that track Graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I heard that, I'm like, who are these guys? And matter of fact, I remember going through the CD and it was at one of those listening stations, at the record store. And I hear that track and I'm like, who are these guys? Who the fuck is this? So then, it was Project Born. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. I wonder if they got anything else out. So, and that was it. So, man, I want to jump into, you guys want to jump into Trippin'?
Yeah, we can. Yes, sir.
All right. Mm-hmm. So that's what we can do is we'll jump into Trippin' real quick. And this is off which album?
The Halloween on Morningside Drive EP. And we dropped on Halloween.
Okay.
2021.
Okay. All right. So we're going to jump into that, and then we'll come right back and talk to you guys some more. So hang on with us.
Fresh out the womb, we don't care what you assume. I am the man by the tune. Give me the broom, let me just read these hoes up. We are the Legion of Doom. Pint is a hawk, Polk is an animal. Me, Frank Nitty, I am a cannibal. From back in the days when we rocked the animal, I had to go out and strengthen my intangible. From all of the things that I thought that I seen that wasn't quite there, that made me believe I was crazy. Hallucinations with justification, I wasn't off work, I breed babies. Doing drive-bys on the hoverboard. Guessing our parents should love us more. Life's getting ate like a smorgasbord. Been up since the day that they cut the cord. I know that y'all think that I'm tripping as if I got both of my shoes tied together. Came up in the Jects, was kinda complex. We came through impossible weather. We used to play Run DMC. We was walking through school like we was tougher than leather. Until my finger got caught in the shredder. This sight of blood make my day bad. I think I'm tripping. I think I'm tripping. I know this liquor got me tripping. Man, I think I'm tripping. I think I'm tripping. I know these bitches got me tripping. Man, I think I'm tripping. I think I'm tripping. I know marijuana got me tripping. Man, I think I'm tripping. I think I'm tripping. I know these bitches got me tripping.
Polk must be tripping, come through this bitch flipping. I'm burning the rubber on all of you bosses, so don't you compare me to none of these rappers in Flint. My brothers, so fuck all these bitches outside of the covers. I fuck them and dug them, Polk, you never love them. They all just some undercover money hungry cocksuckers. So why would you think that I trust them? They thought I was tripping, I started a mission. Don't stop till my brother Vicks up out that prison. A wonderful feeling, Vicks up out that prison. So now the next mission is make us $1 million. I can go crazy, but think I'ma lay back and ride on this track. So boy, get you some game. You look in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. It's just a one looking down at all you lanes. Scratching the surface, you niggas is worthless. Don't write all your verses, pull up in them hearses. Your rap career is dead, tell me what is the purpose? The game is all over, I'm closing the curtains. You scratching the surface, you niggas is worthless. Don't write all your verses, pull up in them hearses. Your rap career is dead, tell me what is the purpose? The game is all over, I'm closing the curtains.
Man, I think I'm tripping. I think I'm tripping. I know this liquor got me tripping. Man, I think I'm tripping. I think I'm tripping. I know these bitches got me tripping. Man, I think I'm tripping. I think I'm tripping. I know marijuana got me tripping. Man, I think I'm tripping. I think I'm tripping. I know these bitches got me tripping.
All right, we're back, bitches. You know, I just realized I didn't introduce myself. I got so excited that we got Project Born in here. So I'm Maxwell Silverhammer, in case you fuckbags didn't know it. Anyway, we're back. Frank Nitty and Polk are the stars of the show for real. So so you just did one album with Psychopathic and then left, or what happened there?
Yeah, leaving Psychopathic. My managers kind of didn't get along, so they kind of like, messed up the relationship with David. Relationship was messed up, but we still had good ties with ICP.
That's cool. So you guys, like, you weren't upset with them. It was just the managers that kind of screwed the whole thing up.
Mm-hmm. It was really I believe our managers more than theirs, because we had like some people, they were from the street, so they didn't understand the business, how the pay works, and there was a lot of things they didn't understand about the business. So I think like the way we think from the streets, we see people, everybody wearing the shirts, everybody buying the CDs, everybody banging losings and this and that. We think we're supposed to get paid in a week or two. We don't know they're working in quarters. You don't know where you're paid every couple of months, every 3 months, 3 or 4 months, something like that. So with us, it's kind of, I think we was dumb to how the music game pays out and works.
Yeah. Well, I think most people are, man.
Mm-hmm.
So
that,
it's
that was a thing.
I mean, you could read a million books, but I think it would still, obviously the music game is you don't learn anything until shit happens,
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Until you hit a wall. So, man, so then you guys released, what was it? Once Upon a Time in the Projects?
Crapper Natural.
Crapper Natural.
That's the one I want to ask you. What does that title mean?
Like exactly what it says. It's a throw of the dice. Like we was
Win
right
or
there at that
lose.
point.
Oh,
It was like a throw of the dice.
Okay.
Crapper Natural. We're gonna hit or miss.
See, I'm slow. And it's funny. I'm from Vegas, but I'm not thinking craps. I'm thinking shit like crap.
Like life, the game of life. You either, like you said, you hit, win or lose.
Crapper Natural. That's right. That was 97. Okay. Yep. That's, and so then you guys just continued to release albums, and I guess in between time, Frank Nitty, you had kids or something you were doing. You had that going on.
I had a kid in '89.
Oh, so you had kids prior to even being into Project Born, huh?
Right.
Oh, wow, man. So that's and obviously that was your thing. You were like, man, I am going to be the dad. I'm gonna be there for the kid. I'm not stepping out,
Yep.
So
Yep.
that was cool, man. And you were, God, you had to be what,
14.
14. Fuck, man, that's maturity for you.
Yeah, man, it changes the game, even at a young age.
I can imagine, man. That's wild. So when then I guess this was a little ways down the road, but Mike Shepard, talk about that. How he wrote the Forever in the Jects is your guys' book.
Yeah, it's crazy how I met Mike. He hit us up on Instagram. Then he's like, he just let us know, he grew up as a fan of us or whatever, and us. And then he's like, man, I write books or whatever. So I hit him back. I was like, okay. I said, man, we always talked about releasing a book. He's like, man, well, maybe we can meet up one day and talk about it. So I met up with him at somewhere, and then we just talked for about an hour. The vibe was good. I'm like, okay. He showed me the books that he wrote before. And then I called Nitty and Pint. I told him, and then got up with him, met up with him, and the rest was history from there, man.
Wow, man.
Mike, good dude. He's a good dude, man. Great writer, man.
That had to be amazing. Like, here it is, a group that you like, and now all of a sudden, like, you were taking him to shows, and he was backstage,
Yeah.
So that's really cool to be able to do. So, and the fact he hits you up, because a lot of times too, people they think they can write books, or I could write a book, but I guess this guy had work to show for it,
Yeah, he showed me a couple of his books, and I was skimming through them and listening, and I'm like, okay, that's it, man. And then he was just showing me different things and talking the way he was talking and saying, I said, oh man, he know what he's talking about. So
wow. Man, okay. So then you got the book. The book is now Forever in the Jects was actually supposed to be an album, correct?
Correct.
So
first album, actually before Born Dead.
Oh, this would have been your first album.
Forever in the Jects was supposed to be before Born Dead.
So, but something happened where you guys lost the music.
We had a whole album done before Born Dead.
Wow.
Born Dead was the EP we ended up putting together until we lost the tape. But we had a whole record before we had Born Dead, and that's what we had. That everybody was listening, everybody was hearing. They was hearing that, and they was like, okay. And I think Psychopathic was signing us on the thing that we had this music, and then somehow my man lost the tape.
Wow. Oh.
And then we ended up making Born Dead. Born Dead was made kind of last minute a little bit,
Just kind of slap it together with the tracks that you could salvage.
Yeah, no, we actually made all that from scratch, like only 6 songs. So we ended up doing the Go to War. Then we did we just did it all, ended up making the songs. There was only 6, so we already had losing it.
Right.
Then we recorded the Graveyard.
I had Bigger Balls already too.
Yeah, we already had Bigger Balls already. Then we had we ended up going to Mike Clark's. We did From the Get Go. We did From the Get Go in Graveyard at Mike Clark's house.
Oh,
okay.
So
go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say I remember Polk saying in an interview, I think, that you guys found your ADAT or something. You were going through it and you were able to salvage a few tracks, or there was,
Yeah, we didn't get to go through it all, but we did get to go through some of it. We heard like places that the spot was it's like paying like $60 an hour to just listen.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? That's they gotta, and then on that thing you gotta rewind, fast forward. Oh, it was so much, and it was just go. We try to listen, to a few things, and then we get to hear a few things that we didn't have right now, and there's probably still a bunch of other stuff that we didn't get to even get to.
You guys thinking of possibly once you get all those songs together, maybe re-releasing it?
I don't know, man. Maybe a possibility.
Huh. So that would be, but instead, you guys, I guess they titled the book that now, Forever in the Jects.
Right.
Yeah.
So who came up with it? Was that, I mean, obviously you must have told them that, that's what we had an album called that originally, and then he decided to do that as the book, or who had a hand in that decision?
Actually, man, they had like before I got in the group, they had a song called "Forever in the Jects" way
Oh.
back. It was supposed to be, you know, saying with the first album or whatever. So that pretty much was where that came from.
Wow, man, it's interesting because, and I guess when he did the book, from what you said, he just turned his recorder on and you guys just talked and told stories, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, what was funny, I heard Polk in an interview talking about, I guess once the book was done, you sat at his computer and you're reading it and you're laughing your ass off because you're going, "Oh shit, I didn't even know that."
I was reading it like it's so much that we talk about. We probably didn't even talk about everything. You know, we probably can go through and do another book.
So
but I was reading it, like listening to the stories, like damn, I'm just laughing, like man, I forgot we said, I got that happened, I forgot this, and so yeah, it was interesting.
It's funny to go back and read something, you know, and you're like, "Oh shit, I forgot about that." You know, it triggers off a memory or something. Man. So yeah, so then you guys have the Born Dead 4. Obviously, we were talking about that, which you said dropped. Is that an EP? Is it a full length? I couldn't find it. That was my problem.
EP.
EP? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm asking for selfish reasons because I'm like trying to find. I couldn't find it on Amazon or YouTube or any of that stuff. So when
it's on YouTube.
You got to put BD4.
Yeah,
BD4.
BD4.
Okay. All right.
Come on, I think. Yeah. But if not, man, if you can't find it, I send the songs to you if you need.
Okay. Well, yeah, at some point. You know, if I can't find it, if I can't dig it up, you know, I'll try to support, man. You know. But then you guys, actually got to do a song with Breed too, didn't you?
Yeah.
That must have been interesting because obviously he put Flint on the map.
Correct.
Right. Yeah.
Correct.
Man, that
was a great time because you know this was Breed, such a cool fellow, man. You know, we got to hang out with him for a while. We ended up we did a video too for the song we had.
Huh. Man. So he's actually been, well, that's what's kind of cool is he put Flint on the map, but you guys actually, he was cool enough to come work with you guys, come and do a track, you know?
Oh yeah.
So well, you know, here's the thing with Breed is Breed definitely put Flint on the map, but I don't think he made the Flint sound. I would say Dayton Family would be credited with that.
Yeah, that's possible.
You know, because that's the Flint, the sound that we all know when we hear that Flint music, you know, that Steve Pitts type thing, you know.
Yeah. So, Breed, I think, was like the mainstream catalyst of Flint. You know, man, and Dayton Family probably is, you know, the street, the first thing that the first word of the street for Flint to add that sound, like, you know, even though we all about came out at the same time, I believe they had like more demos floating around Flint than we ever did. Like we didn't have many demos running around Flint. Like, I used to have Dayton Family demos like in the mid before, like around the time we were dropping our before.
Had you run into Dayton Family just like when you guys were coming up? Were they, you know, sort of like a staple for you?
I don't really ran into them much like that, you know. But we knew about them, you know. We knew about them. They was rough, you know. I respected they, you know, they flow,
right?
You know. Now that we not know them. Now I know them, like, you know. So it's but you know, back then I don't think we crossed paths much at all, you know. Other than, you know, Top Authority came out, also, and they was good, really good, you know. So it's like, you know, and they both really did their thing. So, you know, it was all love. Flint was moving. You got Breed, Dayton Family, Top Authority, Project Born, and a lot of other, you know, other groups making noise. But you know, Dayton Family was for sure like one of the top voices for this city. When it came out, especially on the gangster tip.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I had a friend from Flint, and funny enough, okay, I'll tell you something embarrassing. All right. When Breed first came out, I didn't know where Flint was. So I thought he was from California. So I just assumed Flint might have been like a little suburb of LA or something. And then later I figured out, oh, it's Flint, Michigan, you know. So yeah, man.
Right.
But
you know, he used to be, you know, I used in Cali a lot, did a lot with a lot of Cali artists. So it's possible that's good. Probably why you you know, probably figured that.
well, I mean, his sound was very, ain't no future in your front, and sounds like something straight out of LA. Like I can hear 6'4" and bounce rock skate and all that kind of shit too. You know,
Right.
so, but yeah, man, that's you guys have obviously. The cool thing is you're kind of, because I think you talked about this in the book too, where there's not a lot of outside influences and stuff, you know, in Flint, because you guys are kind of doing your own thing. Like nobody's really, you know, looking at Flint going, hey man, you know, they should be, but they're not, which is kind of cool because now you can do and say what you want and be who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You
know, like now, like, you know, it's a little, a lot of young cats are making noise around here that are doing anything, you know, and they getting, you know, the eyes back on Flint, you know.
Right.
So, you know, there's a lot of young cats is doing it.
How are they coming, man? Are they doing? Because I noticed, man, with a lot of young kids, they love all that trap music, and they're kind of doing that, which I really don't feel too much. So are they doing that, or are they kind of keeping it Flint like you guys did, carrying the torch?
No, they're not like they ain't like that. It's more or less they got a whole different sound. Most of it, and some of it's kind of like the little Detroit type sound, you know, and you know that it's that new wave of rap, you know, sound.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The new wave of joint. It ain't street like, you know.
That's the thing.
Like that.
It's I kind of feel that rap's been sort of Hollywoodized a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh
a lot of it has.
It's just like they're not kicking that real shit like you guys do. You know, I mean, like you said, you built a fan base off that.
Right.
So man, that's cool. It's cool to be able to do that. So now what's some more future stuff you guys are working on?
Oh man, we got a lot we got going on, man. We I don't know if you know, or I'm pretty sure you know, but we teamed up with signed to Monster, you know what I'm saying, with the homeboy Light, Schizo, Straight Jacket. We got an EP wrapped up that's gonna be dropping here, but either sometime next month, beginning of next month, I believe. But we got a video dropping on the 23rd with all of us, and we working on our new album. We ain't got no title yet, but we got some songs done, and we just waiting to get a title for it. That's gonna be coming probably before May, April, somewhere beginning of May. And we're going on tour in May with called the Monster Nation tour that's being booked right now. So we got a lot coming, man.
Oh man. Well, you know, you talked about your first time playing the Gathering of the Juggalos, and you were actually in a halfway house. How to tell that story?
No, it wasn't a halfway. It was like it was called New Path. It's like yeah, well, you kind of call it like a halfway house, really. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And I was there for 6 months. Then they got the call. You know, I was on one of my work release days, and then they got the call about the gathering. We didn't know what the gathering was. You know what I'm saying? We knew, of course, ICP and them, whatever. It was the first one, so we didn't know what to expect.
Huh. You didn't realize it was like the Woodstock of horrorcore. You know what I mean?
It was amazing when to get there. We've never done no show with that many people before, and to get there, 9,000 plus people there. Man, it was crazy.
That had to be a little bit of a culture shock. Like what? And they know you. What's crazy is they all knew your lyrics and know who you were.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like we get there, we sign an autograph, we meet people from different countries, from all over the country, man. United States too, man. Like it was unbelievable, man.
That's crazy. And I bet you probably had, when you guys first started making music, you probably had a specific demographic in mind. And then all of a sudden you're finding that people in, like you were just saying, people in other countries are feeling your shit, you know, and you're like, what? This motherfucker in Japan is rocking out some Project Born?
Yeah. Man, we get emails and people hitting us up buying CDs, like bulks of CDs to this day from Japan and Germany and all kind of countries, man.
United Kingdom.
Everywhere. Was it
Russia?
Russia,
Have you actually been to these countries?
No.
That's crazy. Wait till you go. I'm sure it's I don't know how far this Monstar tour is. It just around America, or is it going to be in other countries as well?
Yeah, just America, right? Right now, this first one. I mean, we don't know right now. I don't think we can get. Well, that's another. Well, it'd probably be a minute before we probably can head over another country, but we just gonna do United States for right now.
Man, it's still good. Get out.
Yeah,
you see all these people that you're like, oh shit, they like our music.
Right.
So, I bet you, man, if you go to another country, though, you guys would be revered because, they seem to, here in America, they're very stuck on pop culture, whatever's popular,
Right.
Out there, they actually like music, good music, for like why it is, So
it's a guy I know, man. He's out there in Australia, man. He always like, man, whenever y'all come here, y'all just gonna fall in love. He's like, man, they love y'all out here. It's like, it's crazy. Like, man.
That's wild. Like you never even thought of that when you were doing your little music, it's just like,
right. We didn't know how far I was going to go.
Wow. That's how it is. So you may not be forever in the Jects, at some point you might be venturing out. Right. So, but I want to jump into another track real quick, man. Let's jump into Do What It Do.
Man, that's the live one right there.
Yeah. Right off of Born Dead 2.
Yes,
so
sir.
We're going to jump into this and we'll be right back and we'll come talk to you some more.
Mm-hmm.
Let it do what it do. Watch it going back in the spot, and you know we got that crack in the spot. Let it do what it do. White noise coming with the pain, so you know we getting heavy in the game. Let it do what it do. Watch it going back in the spot, and you know we got that crack in the spot. Let it do what it do. White noise coming with the pain, so you know we getting heavy in the game. Let it do what it do. What it do. It does what it does. I get a little buzz, show my juggalo some love. Can't afford to drop a 30, so I gotta wear the glove. Want the party to the crib, niggas acting up in clubs. I bet, no sweat, I get a little fierce. Cause we the big three like Allen Garnett and Beers. Understand, understood, we grew up in the hood. River Park down in Flint town, everything ain't good. It's some niggas pushing drugs, some homies passing slugs. Got people under pressure like Louisiana floods. Where it is, where it was, they tryna cop a HUD. I won't get to buy a big job so I can be a stud. Got my beat screaming what? When bringing up the gunplay, just violated papers, speeding backwards on the one-way. They click to the clack, then bust it, that's a fact. And that's the damn reason that we act like that. Come on. Watch it going back in the spot, and you know we got that crack in the spot. Let it do what it do. White noise coming with the pain, so you know we getting heavy in the game. Let it do what it do. Watch it going back in the spot, and you know we got that crack in the spot. Let it do what it do. White noise coming with the pain, so you know we getting heavy in the game. Let it do what it do. Now they wonder why we act like this. Pull a gap, flip a track like this. Project going in this bitch. All my homies roll a sack of that shit. If you smoking, tell them pass that shit. If you rolling with a thug, pocket full of drugs and a stack of them dollars in my project, bitch. Won't you show your homie love? Cause if you got a problem with my crew, tell them bitches raise up off my dick. Make it do what it do. Cause this is for my underground killer. Smack a bitch when you gone on that liquor, man. That boy so crazy. He ain't got it all in his brain. Ladies mad that he left. Haters mad that he came. Cause I'm violent like Jay. Too dope like Shags. Murder weapon in my pocket. Why you think my pants sag? I'm a Flint town rebel. A rebel with a cause. I'm back up on the block. Got my sack. Let it do what it do. Watch it going back in the spot. And you know we got that crack in the spot. Let it do what it do. White noise coming with the pain. So you know we getting heavy in the game. Let it do what it do. Watch it going back in the spot. And you know we got that crack in the spot. Let it do what it do. White noise coming with the pain. So you know we getting heavy in the game. Let it do what it do. Bring your motherfucking head out. And if you fucking with the born, then you better have your bread out. We get it crackin' when we hit the stage. Mike Capone bust a motherfucker head on the front page. So tell your bitch not to stand in the front row. That's on the real, throw her ass out the front door. I'm on the mic and I'm sippin' on the fifth of hen. Look to my right, Nitty sippin' on the fifth of gin. Beethoven's trippin', he got half naked. I got my duffel bag, boy, and security didn't even check it. So why you wonder why my pants sag? I got my hand on my dick and my other hand on the mag. Get off my dick, you actin' like a fag. We bring the shock in the arm, fuck the alarm just like Baghdad. And so you wonder why we act like that. Fuck the Chris, pop the yak, spin a stack like that. What it do? Watch it going back in the let us do what it do. Project going back in the spot, and you know we got that crack in the spot. Let it do what it do. White noise coming with the pain, so you know we getting heavy in the game. Let it do what it do. Project going back in the spot, and you know we got that crack in the spot. Let it do what it do. White noise coming with the pain, so you know we getting heavy in the game. Let it do what it do.
Oh, do what it do, man. So talk about that track a little bit.
Man, that's what our homeboys, White Noise, whatever. That's one of those. That's one of our like favorites to perform, man. To get the crowd just hyped, man, amped up, and
It seems like a good crowd pumping track.
Yeah, man, that's one of them ones right there.
Was there ever a track you guys recorded where you came out of the studio and you're just like, man, that was fucking magical? You know what I mean? Like just something where you really just felt, man, this is good. This is really, really good.
Be honest with you, man, a lot of them. I mean, it's like, you try to. I'm a real big critic of like what we do. Like I try to listen to see what we missed on, and it's quite a few of them. I come like, damn, that's one right there. Especially some of this new stuff we got, man. I'm like, yeah.
So, and I'm sure you probably like your. Is it hard to listen to your older stuff just because you're like, man, I'm so much better now?
No, I've been going back and listen to it sometime. You just you kind of see how far you done came.
Man, you know what's see, it's funny because I used to do music and I can't listen to my old stuff. I cringe. You know what I mean? I like my newer stuff. My newer shit is the best, I think. And I always show that to people. I don't like when somebody says, "Oh, I ran across your old," and I'm like, fuck.
Because when they hear your new stuff, they like, especially they new to hearing you. When they hear your new stuff, they gonna automatically go back and check out everything that you've done, before. So
that's kind of how I've done it. Like if I stumble on an artist, I'm like, oh man, okay, let's see what they did prior to that. So
and that's what I tell artists too, man. That's a good thing about having a good catalog, because like whatever you're doing today in 2022 and 23, they like that. They're gonna automatically go back.
That's true.
And go back like, okay, listen to your other stuff. So it's good to have all that in the pipeline.
And just be like, oh man, you know what? We got this whole catalog full of music,
right?
Just for you guys. So and it's kind of cool, man, because you like we were talking about demographics earlier, because a lot of it's not just the hood cats that are into your shit, but the juggalos too. So that must have been a little bit of a culture shock type deal too. Like, damn, who are these people? They like our music?
Like we said, like with the first gathering, when we came out, because like we didn't know what. I mean, of course, we seen all the fans before we got on stage, but it was just like, damn, man. Then to come out on stage and see them hyped up, and you know what I'm saying, like we just one of the big artists in the world. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was looking, man. It was like just, man, it's unexplainable feeling, man.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's probably euphoric.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was young as hell. I was 21 first gathering, so I was still young. Wow. We always young, pretty much.
Man. Well, that's really cool, to be able to do that. Is there anybody that you guys would like to work with? Like some other artists that you would be like, damn, I'd like to get on a track with them.
A lot of the artists we named in the beginning, like the Cube,
Kim.
Rock, yeah, man. Yeah.
That would be, but you know what though, man? You guys are way different. You guys are kind of in your own lanes. You know what I mean?
But see, the way you do music, like you put them styles together, it makes for a great song because you get three different angles to a track.
That's true.
Sometimes, like when we do songs, when we've done songs with ICP, what we do is like you can tell who sent who the track because you will see how the track is put together. Like we had sent them a track and they rap to it, so you will see our style. You'll see more our style on, as far as the beat and the hook goes. You know what I'm saying? You get like our style, and then you will tell when they sent us the track because you will see how animated it is and then their style. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
right.
And then we try to match wits with the thing of style. So So it's like when you do that, it's not like, well, they style is this. It's like when you do that, you kind of bring somebody into your style, they bring into theirs, and it makes for a great song.
Yeah, that's true. But there's just some collabs, man, that just don't seem like I'm just trying to picture, let's say Big Daddy Kane and Project Born. Like, to me, I find it funny.
Style. We're not just regular, like just underground wicked type that. Or we can tap into any style. Like Big Daddy Kane gets into the track today and say, let's go. Right. And then we're going to adopt that style of how the track goes, but we're still going to be real. But it's going to be like in the line of whatever that beat,
Right.
makes you feel, or whatever, or like however he puts the hook and whatever he flows about. We just give it a different angle. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like how we do, like when we, Pint and Chris is all in the group together. Like if you ever listen to like how we go, it's like we always go at something a different angle. Every one of us. Like you would think like, dang, I'm gonna write this. I wonder if they write like this. You like, I wonder where I just write what I feel. They write from their viewpoint, and they write from his viewpoint. Then you put it together, and it's all different.
You know what I'm saying? That's a good question. Actually, you raise it. When you guys are writing, do you write together or do you write separately and then come together? Just separately? Because here's the thing. Here's one thing I've noticed you doing, Frank, is you'll pick up and rhyme the next line that the person rap. Like he'll say, I went to the store and I'm packed with my cat. And then you'll pick up and say, strapped with the 9, and so you rhyme the thing with the last thing the guy said. So I'm like, you guys write that together? Or?
No, well, sometimes like you'll hear us do that. Like if we just in the studio, like sometimes I'll be like, man, we could do this without even really writing it like that. If we in the studio, then I'll hear him go, Chris will go, and then I'll go. Whenever he do that, whatever his last rhyming line is, I always rhyme with that my first line.
Right. Oh, so you just kind of write that in, huh?
Write that in and then going with how I do it, because I think it just sounds better doing it that way.
I think it sounds great. I love it. I was wondering how you did that. I was like, and you did the same thing with, I think it was Violent J.
Yeah.
On a track where you picked up right after the last line he rhymed. You just started with the same thing and it was beautiful, man. I was like, how the fuck did he do that?
Because they sent theirs with their vocals already in it. So when he sent it with his vocals already in it, I was just like, okay, let me start with his rhyme at the end of his and then go on to rap,
Right. That's cool. I like that actually, how you pick up like that. So, man. So let's give them some contact info, man, or where people can check out your stuff or anything you want people to know. This is the time to spit it out.
Okay, yeah, man. We can be reached on all social media, Instagram, The Real Project Born, our website, therealprojectborn.com, Facebook, Project Born, Twitter, Real Project Born. Anywhere, just tap in Project Born, man. We popping up. Like I said, we gonna be on the road in May. Got a new album coming. You know what I'm saying? April, May. So just be on the lookout. We just grinding, man. 30 years. This is 30 years, man. 2023. We ain't slowing down yet.
Nice. And don't forget the book, Forever in the Jects.
Yep, go get that book. Yeah, you can get the book on the website, or you can get it on Amazon and other things on the website. Get the merch, hoodies, scullies, and sweatsuit, anything that's on there. And we're gonna be dropping new merch here soon. So just stay on the lookout for what we got going, man.
Man. And I got to thank you for having Mike send me the book. I know that was a strange request, but obviously I'm blind. So, I'm like, well, shit, they don't have it in audio format. So I could read it with my screen reading software. So, that didn't mess with you. You weren't like, oh shit. What?
No. I remember you told me what situation. And so when I called him and told him, he's like, oh, that's no problem.
That's cool, man. Because I had somebody kind of get an attitude with me one time when I was telling her to send my book. She's like, well, you can get it somewhere. And I'm like, damn, that's why I'm reaching out to you. So, right. But the book is great. Very entertaining. It's interesting how my screen reading software reads all those pictures. It just says a bunch of characters, but that's good. It's all the textual stuff is still there. And I got a lot from it. What's interesting, what he did in the book though, is he went into the history of like Kentucky and the racism and all kinds of shit. It's like it's a lot more involved than just a rap group and things like that. You know what I mean? So there's some history. There's some really good. You learn some shit from it too. So definitely pick that book up. So, and all your music obviously is all on all music platforms, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
Oh, every
a lot of our albums ain't. So, I mean, not a lot, but a few of them is not. So we supposed to be getting those, adding those on soon. Whatever we can. And
this gonna be commemorative year. So this is our year 30. We got a lot of special things coming up. A lot of re-releases. There's a lot of stuff that's gonna be this year for this 30th year commemorative.
Man, well, that's gonna be. We got to keep an ear out for that stuff. So, well, thank you guys. Thank you, Frank Nitty. Thank you, Lil Polk, for coming on, spending some time at our little hole in the wall, as my co-host likes to call it.
We thank you too, man. We appreciate you having us, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Hang on with me real quick, and we're gonna end it, and then I'll say goodbye. So, anyway, bitches, I'm Maxwell Silverhammer. This is Nothing Sacred. That is Project Born. We're actually gonna jump into Let It Go, which is off your Firstborn Dead, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a great song. This I'm like, yeah, this is my shit right here. So it's Let It Go. Definitely bringing that Flint sound on the song. So, and we'll just end it off. That's the story there, bitches. See ya.
Yeah, what's up, Tanya girl?
What's up?
Shit, girl, last night that whole ass pint didn't even call me last night. Hell no, I'm sorry, you motherfucker. But I need my motherfucking hair and nails did. Fuck that whole shit.
Well, when you talk to him, hook me up with his chatty ass friend Nick.
That motherfuckers think they got the bigger boys, but I got the bigger.
Oh shit. Right back on that ass again. A trigger happy nigga from the project BOR and then have my components in the zone. Once again, let's get it on. If you ever been to the Jects, you know don't bring your ass along. Cause niggas on my set don't give a fuck which way your hat been. You can be the biggest drug dealer in the city of Flint. Riding down the strip, I seen this bitch rolling her nigga D's. Gave that hoe his car keys. Now he out of 2 G's. Stupid ass nigga, what the fuck was on your mind, bro? If that bitch be pulling your dick, tell that hoe to let it go. Cause niggas like the front and everybody know you sell dope. And if she has to dry your shit, tell her to pay the card note.
Trippin' off that shit that East Shaman Project Born created. Bitches on the nuts cause when we fucking all you niggas hate it. Singing Project Born, all up in your stereo. Hoe up the scenario, nigga we taking every hoe straight up to the tail. To fuck them like they should be fucked. Bitches running game, I thought you knew you get your cum fucked up. Talking about relationships related to this real nigga. O-N-E-S-T-A-N bitch, and that's the deal, nigga. Tricking with your second hoe, giving me my G's a blow. The P-R-O-J-E-C-T-B-O-R-N, let it go. Bitch, better let it go. Real niggas know the game. Flipping on my flips and talking shit, yo, that's my claim to fame. Niggas talking shit about the born because they might not make it. Oh, they ain't got no funk, they just supposed to while they trying to fake it. Oh, ass niggas listen up, but I ain't gonna call no more. Jealousy is killing them hoes and I'm about to haul them off. We got the ball rolling, so you bitches better roll with it. And if you don't, then I'ma straight up take your fucking hoe with it.
Project Gordon came up, now you want some new shoes, thinking to yourself, what else do I got to fucking lose? All you gon' lose is your motherfucking pride, ho. You say you wanna ride, ho, down on morning side, ho, but you can get the dick in between your motherfucking jaws. Tiny got them bigger balls, I gotta get paid like Luke Ross, plus you ain't got shit for me. Death is what you need to see, thinking that you gon' get some cash, talking about you go with me, telling all these bitches that you been up in my room, when all I wanna do is zoom up in a room. Talking about you pregnant and how you really needed us. Abortion like a motherfucker, plus look how you treated us. Now it's time to let it go. Nigga, where your balls at? I'ma put some shit up in your ass right where your drawers at. It didn't have to come to this. Motherfucker witnesses, a psychopathic killer with that thing that makes me dangerous. Hit a blow your chest in, nigga, cause it's like that. Put away that 22, came back with a bigger, got it 94, I gotta go. Still I let you bitches know, bitch you better let it go. Don't never fuck with Pint no more.
Let it go, let it go. Now your ass got pistol whipped, the fool of being fool, but some nut. Justin, my nuts is the raw dog with no cover. Fuck that shit you reppin'. L to the fucking T, I to T to G to O. B-I-T-G-H is tryna juice a fucking nigga, bro. But Mr. Nitty bigger though, flexin' with some real G's. I'ma go on trial just like OJ for straight up killing beats. Bitches talking shit, now look at what you're heading for. Some shit that's too legit, so you bitches better let it go.